All right, welcome back. We're going to do another website review. Today we've been sent a link by Matt Hall. He says, hope you're well. I'd love for you to tear my company site a new one. I made it myself and I know it needs work, but I don't know where to start. Awesome. Let's jump in and see how we can help. All right, Lakeside Paint Co. Cool. Obviously, you're a painting company. That's very clear. I like this logo. This logo is really nice. It's super clear, very catchy, very memorable. It kind of feels like a bit of like a throwback sort of painted sign look where you've got like a bold outline. You don't see that a whole lot these days, but I really like it. I think that's like a cool logo, nice color palette. Yeah, I think this if this blue sort of continues through this site, I think it's going to look really nice. Blue is often sort of like a calming color, but it also, exudes professionalism. So I think it's nice. Awesome. All right. So Lakeside Paint Co. Professional high quality painting services in Muskoka. Not sure where that is, but that's where we are. So book a free estimate. Love it. I love the fact that straight away we're getting into the nitty gritty of getting in touch with you. Like the main thing is to get people to contact you, right? So having a call to action nice and early on that homepage before you even scroll anywhere is a great start. The only thing that I'm missing up here is maybe the same thing. The very top right corner of your menu, I think, should be your call to action again. Book a free estimate up here. But we're going to dig through the site from here and see what else we can find. I think the first thing that sort of stands out with the design of this is that potentially this image is a little bit too small being bordered in like this. I probably personally would like to see this fill the rest of the page. So from here down to this corner, having that photo all the way across, I think would look a little bit more seamless. And potentially having a little bit of an introduction here wouldn't hurt. But it's a great start for the page. Cool. So we've got a little parallax photo going on down here, showing off a nice kitchen cabinets. Don't know if this is one of the paint jobs they've done, but looks great. Nice professional photo, exceeding expectations. Lakeside Paint Co. is dedicated to exceeding your expectations every step of the way. We specialize in delivering professional high-quality painting services with a focus on kitchen cabinet refinishing. Let our skilled team bring new life to your space. We take pride in supporting our community through our exceptional craftsmanship and customer service. Professional, reliable, and high-quality services. Book my free estimate. Awesome. I love the fact that straight away we've got our second call to action. Love it. We're getting them to do the thing that we need them to do. Why choose us? Premium products and techniques, complimentary color consultations, excellence recognized, fully licensed and insured. Okay, I'm going to read through these just quickly and sort of see if there's anything I want to pick out on here. Cool. All right. I like all of these. I think they're very strong points. A few of them are kind of, I think, what you would normally expect of a professional service. It's like high quality spray finishes using only premium products. Nice to know. We've got a good customer base that have talked highly of our service, and here we've got, prioritize the safety and security of your property throughout the painting process. Love it. This one here I find quite interesting. We provide free at-home consultations to discuss your project and offer personalized recommendations, ensuring a seamless and stress-free experience. I like this, and I almost like it more than the idea of just booking a free estimate. Perhaps having your main call to action as the first step, maybe like book your free at-home consultation, could be a nicer way to go. Complimentary color consultation. Book your free at-home color consultation. Gives them something that's not necessarily talking about the money aspect first of all with the estimate, but it might be solving the problem of people that are not even entirely sure even what color they want to do, what work they want to have done. Potentially just selling them the idea of coming down to talk and help them through the process of figuring out what it is that they need would be the easiest step before sort of talking about the finances. I think if you can get in the house, show them what they want, and then after that you've built that desire, then the estimate and the quote sort of comes naturally after that. So I would talk about this primarily if it was me. Book my free estimate. Cool. Same thing. I think having just the 3 of these ones up here, removing this and having this as your book my free at-home color consultation would be the call to action to use. Our services. Okay, lovely. Kitchens, interior, exterior. I can't click on any of these photos. I would love to. Personally, I think if these were to take me to a service page for each of these, that would be fantastic. It's not quite happening, so a little bit frustrating there. Maybe improving this would be a good first step. Book my free estimate, love it. I love the fact that there's a call to action pretty much every time you scroll down the page. There's always the next step right in front of you, so that's awesome. Our process. I like this. We've got a video showing Matt. I know Matt personally, so this is awesome to see him on the site as the face of his business. As a way to sort of build that trust, build that recognition. I don't think there's going to be any harm in people seeing this video, seeing this process. This can only benefit the site. So this is awesome to see him on the website doing his thing and seeing potentially what it would be that I would get from him as a service. Our process. Okay, this chunk of text looks like a pretty big chunk of text. I'm not really in the mood to read it if I was just the viewer. But if you could break this down into some smaller details, I think I would indulge in this. So maybe having a way to sort of break this up into the 3 sections, maybe like a big one, day 1, and then boom, this paragraph, and then day 2, this one, and day 3, and then day 5. However you might want to lay that out, but a way to sort of make this a little bit more interesting. An icon that maybe like represents each one of these stages, and just giving them a shorter paragraph to read in terms of what they're doing, what's being done. It does seem though that a lot of your process is focused on your cabinets, your cabinetry, the kitchen work. I'm not seeing a whole lot about the interior or exterior at the moment. So if it is the case that the primary service you're offering is the kitchen cabinetry, refinishing them and repainting them, then I wouldn't be afraid of making that the main thing. Even when we're up here talking about what you do, we do mention the kitchen cabinet refinishing as our primary, as a focus, but maybe offering that as the main thing, and then including our professional services inside and out of your home. So here, kitchens, interior, exterior, would love to be able to click on them, love the process. Maybe honing in on the fact that this is kitchen cabinetry refinishing would be a little bit clearer. Satisfied clients, cool. We've got some reviews, some testimonials, always great. The number one thing you want to be doing on your website is establishing that you understand your customer's problem, establishing that people trust you and that they can trust you. So by having testimonials on here, fantastic. The only thing that I would love to see more than this is maybe a way to tie these jobs in with the customers that have written the reviews. So if you have an image of maybe the finished product at this person's house, or you have a picture of the person in their house, would be a really nice way to tie the person with the space, with the work, and to make these testimonials feel even more authentic, not just a piece of text that's been just plastered on the website. Even better than that, if you're able to get these clients to give even just a 30-second video review standing in the space that you've just worked on, I think that would go a million miles in terms of building this authenticity. You've already got a video up here. It would be nice to see little click-on videos here of people giving their own personal testimonial. So just an idea. I know you don't have that on hand right now, but potentially in the future going forward, you could ask your clients to do that for you, and I'm sure many of them would be happy to do so. Let's discuss your next project. Cool, love it. Love that right down the bottom of the page, we've got an easy way to contact you, get in touch and submit an inquiry form. Fantastic. This is a really strong homepage and just a few small improvements to make. About professional high quality painting services in Muskoka, with an introduction and then a photograph. Why choose us? I like it. Cool. I think this is nice. The only thing that I would probably improve on is how this space here and this photograph are interacting. Potentially having this photo cover the page the same as we might have done with the home page. Expanding that out right to the edges, and then having like a box over here that includes this information. We just sort of bring all of this up into the same one spot. And then even including your call to action here would be a great space to have that as well. Why choose us? Fantastic. Get in touch now to schedule your consultation. Love it. So yeah, just a few things to clean up on there, but overall, it's fine. Services. Cool. Okay. Kitchens, interiors, exteriors. Okay, this is interesting. This time when I hover over the photo, it changes color, which sort of implies that it's going to do something. And again, if I click on it, nothing happens. So I think that needs to change. We need to build a way to be able to click on these photos and to go to a service page. We've got here kitchens. Refinishing your kitchen cabinets is a transformative process that typically spans a week, leaving you with a stunning kitchen that feels brand new. Curious about our process? Get in touch to discuss. I love it, but we need to be able to do something from here. My number one suggestion for this website is create an individual page for each of these services. So you're going to have lakesidepaintco.com/services/kitchens, or even more specific, kitchen cabinet refinishing. It doesn't matter necessarily if that URL is quite long, or at least if the title of the page is that, and you can have the slug, the URL, a bit shorter. But yeah, we need a page for kitchens. I need to be able to click on this and go to a page that says kitchen cabinet refinishing, and then talks about that whole thing. So an introduction, a photo of some work, a little gallery of our previous work, having our process on there as well, and having an inquiry form, even including all your testimonials. So how I would normally structure my service page would be to have your headline, have an opening, have a nice photo that sort of like catches that attention of like, this is what this page is about. And then offering all of those things like bullet points on the different kinds of services you offer within kitchens, having your testimonials, having your photographs, having your frequently asked questions, anything that can build trust and relevancy on that page around the kitchen refinishing is going to be great. And the same for your interiors and the same for your exteriors. Build a page for each of those and put as much information that's relevant to that one service on each of those pages. It's going to give you a chance at starting to rank for those searches in Google in your area. So definitely get on to creating a page for each of these and having all of those relevant things on there, including your call to action anywhere that you can. Warranty, interesting. Okay. Whoa, that's a lot of reading. Okay. I love the fact that you're offering a warranty on your work. I think everyone that's offering a professional service should be able to stand behind it and offer some sort of guarantee that, you're not going to get screwed over. We're here to look after you. If you're not happy with our service, there's a way that we're going to look after you. This could be mentioned earlier, to be honest. Like, you could have this on the homepage. You could have this on all the different service pages, just saying all of our work is covered by our guarantee. And then having a button to read our full guarantee here. And then I would have this information. Perhaps it would be nice to see this laid out a little bit easier to read, but it's a lot of text and it is a warranty, so it's okay. But I would have this on a page where people are specifically going to click on to go and read the rest of the warranty. I don't know if it's necessarily in the menu here. Reducing this menu potentially to just be home, about, services without warranty at the moment would be a good point. Portfolio, interested, see that in a second, contact us, and a blog. Okay, we'll tie it together. Let's go and have a look. But yeah, I don't think the warranty page with all the information necessarily needs to be on the menu itself. Jumping onto the portfolio, what have we got? Cool, all right, so we've got a little bit of a gallery here with some work that's happened. Is this blog posts? Is this as a portfolio? It's opening, cool, I like it. Hazard Lake Interior, Benjamin Moore. Is that the client, maybe? Hazard Lake Interior, what happens if I click on Harp Lake Exterior, custom color match? Okay, so the first one, I'm not sure what Benjamin Moore is. We got Hazard Lake Interior as the title, and then we have a photograph that doesn't really show me a lot. Okay, cool. So if this is the same for all of these portfolio pieces, I think we're missing an amazing opportunity here to add a lot of content to the site that's going to help you build your relevancy and your searchability on Google. It looks like that's the case. Okay, cool. So for the portfolio, I would like to see this as more of a case study. I would love to see the headline, an introduction as to the work that you've completed. Give us a bit of a description. For the Harp Lake exterior, we helped our client, choose the right colors, the right paint for the weather in their area. And this is what we did. We stripped back all the old paint. We went and gave them a fresh new coat of this. This is guaranteed to last X amount of years. Whatever the process was that you've done, talk about it. Give us information about some of the choices you made, why you made those choices for the client, and anything else that you're willing to share. If you've got a testimonial from this particular client, this particular project, have this on the page. And also include on here another option for people to get in touch. Do you want a fantastic exterior like this? Get in touch with us today to book your color consultation now. And even potentially having a gallery where you can fill this up with some more photos from this particular project wouldn't hurt. So that would be my idea with the portfolio, would be to have all of these as expanded case studies and have more information on them. But I love this layout. This is really strong. The imagery is really high quality, looks fantastic. Not many complaints on the layout of this. I just wish that when I click on them, I can see a little bit more information. Okay, contact us. Contact page looks good. We've got, I guess, the general area. We're not necessarily giving away like an office. I'm assuming this is much of a mobile service and no real need to go to the workshop. So by having the general sort of vicinity is absolutely fine. Let's discuss your next project. Cool. Contact us here. Love it. If this is a contact number, again, I'd love to be able to click on it. Same with the email address does open up. That's perfect. Love it. Okay, last page, blog. Color trends, written by Laura. Cool. Okay, cool. So we've got a blog post here talking about color, and the colors that are going to be the vibrant future of kitchen cabinets with Benjamin Moore's 2025 colors of the year. Cool. Okay. If this is something you're going to do more of, not a bad idea. However, I think that by building out the portfolio, you're going to be able to have a blog that's going to be easier to keep up and easier to generate content for, because as you do the work and as you fulfill those projects, you're going to have a new blog post to be able to write about. This kind of blog kind of requires you to take some time out of your week in order to sit down and write content. And often you're going to be just sort of like stabbing in the dark at sort of creating ideas for content that people might not even be looking for. So yeah, if it's something you're really invested in, not a bad idea to have a blog. But I personally, at this point, would scrap the blog from this menu, probably remove this as well, and just build the portfolio as my blog for now. And I would reduce this whole thing to be home, about, services, portfolio, contact us, and book a free color consultation today. But yeah, other than that, I think this site is really, really strong. There's a lot of good points about it. I like this as well. Let's have a look. Let's chat. We'll reply as soon as we can. Type your message. Perfect. I'm not sure how you've got that set up, but it's a fantastic thing to have on here, provided that you can reply sort of while the user is still on the website. If not, it might be better just to get them to send an inquiry form, and to get in touch. The other thing I would mention, that this button that I want you to put up here, for, say, like, to book my free color consultation, I wouldn't have it as simple as just a contact form. It wouldn't hurt to have more information on that form for the booking page, where it's going to have, their name and their basic contact details, but then also, what service are you most interested in? Are you is it a kitchen job, interior, exterior, all of the above? Get them to be able to click on as many as they want. And having maybe like their address, so you might even know how far you've got to go to give this quote. And potentially, it gives you a chance to even look on Google Maps or something to see the house before you get there, to have an idea of what you're going to be coming up towards before you get to the client's house. As much information as they can give you is going to be helpful, so I don't think that would hurt. Another thing that you might be interested in adding on here is a frequently asked questions page, something that answers just people's basic simple questions that they have that you're finding repeat a lot in emails that are taking up some more of your admin time that might not be necessary. Having a frequently asked questions page up here wouldn't be a bad idea, and you can also use that information on your service pages as well. So I hope that you can understand most of what I'm suggesting there. Feel free to implement as many or as little of them as you want. I'm very curious to see how any of those changes would go for you, but I think that would be the things that I would be looking to address first and foremost. But yeah, other than that, lovely site. Thanks for submitting it, Matt. Really appreciate it. If anyone else is interested in having me go through their site and sort of pick it apart and see what I can find as some small improvements that might help you get better conversions, then feel free to send me a message, drop me your URL, and I'll try and get through and do a review as soon as I can. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.